Build the level. Level. I'm adding some spawn points here, and I'm playing the game. So for us, this was like extremely helpful to create the content that we have so far. It took a long time, of course, to make this, but I think I can say that I think we're gonna save it by not drawing the levels in Photoshop. So that about the level editor. Another important aspect of this is the wind. So in the game we can place wind. Like this. I'm not going to go into that in detail. We have some debug modes. It's all very fancy, or not. What's really interesting here is really like what type of game are we trying to do here, because this was all technology actually. So let me load in some games, like some levels. I talked before about like play freedom and play choice. So I think this is a very archetypical level for that. You can't really see anything here, but it has 3 paths. The top one, a middle one, and the bottom one. And the player can basically choose which way she wants to play through the game. And you can actually solve all of them more or less in the same way. There is probably a perfect solution, but there's a lot of freedom. So this is a typical example of that. But then we also have very like strict levels. So if I would play this, it starts out with like 40 units, and this gets really chaotic when you play it, and you can't really control what's going on actually. And it doesn't matter so much because you don't have to get all of them to the end. And it's kind of, I think it's kind of fun to just have like a bit of chaos. Hopefully other people think so. Most of the people we tested with think so too. And here there's not really like the feeling that you look at this level and the player thinks like, this is exactly how I'm going to play this level. You just like start playing it and you see what happens, and then, oh, now we get to the end. That's great. Like I didn't really know what I did, but that's like, it worked out somehow. That's one way to design a level for us. Another really opposite way is to really nail it down. I want this level to be exactly about this, and just a minute. Okay, sorry. So here is another level, just of the opposite example. This is the last example. And here you just start with actually only 4 spirits. And there's a very exact solution to this level. I'm not going to play through because it would be spoiling the game. But it's really the opposite of what I showed before. Here there's like one solution and only one solution. And you have to perform it exactly to solve the level. And I had some more things that I wanted to say, but I think I'll skip it. So, questions? Anyone?
Yeah, it's a question. So one of the things I find that often for new backers, I'm too aware of my curation. So I think, oh no, that's not original enough. That's done before. No, that's not original enough. That's been done before. So do you ever think that? Have you eliminated stuff that you thought, oh, no, they used that in Lemmings, so I don't want to do it, or would you?
I mean, we started out with Lemmings, and it was sort of, and then we tried to move away. But then as soon as we started showing the game to people, everyone was like, oh, it's like a Lemmings game. So after a while, we sort of gave up and started saying we're making a Lemmings game because it felt stupid to try to fool anyone. And it's not really a Lemmings game, actually. It's very far away right now, I think, in a lot of different ways. We have multiple spawn points, we have wind simulation, they can fly, there's blowing going on. Yeah, so we do feel that we have a lot of original ideas, but we are also not, like right now we realize we can't really hide ourselves from where we came from.
Do you feel it's necessary, or?
No, but of course, I think it's also because Lemmings is such an iconic game in this genre, and there's not so many other successful games, I think. Whereas if you do a first-person shooter, people don't say that you do a Quake game, you know? Even, sorry? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. So I think it's also a problem that there are not so many other successful games in this area, maybe.
Okay, let's move on to the next podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.